This is the final portion of my literacy lesson plan presentation featuring Down the Rabbit Hole. Um, the first chapter of Alice in Wonderland, one of my favorite books, one that I'm quite sure the children, middle school students will love because its theme again is focusing on curiosity and growing up, two things that they are definitely intimately familiar with. And as I go back to my lesson plan, once I am beyond the photo gallery, which is my opening procedure here, just a term I've taken from science teachers, opener that is. I'll start with pre-reading activities where students are given a choice uh, where they can make a list of 5 to 10 things that they know for a fact, 5 to 10 rules that they could follow without hesitation, or 5 to 10 sentences they could complete beginning with adults are, or make sentences starting with growing up is. Again, these all tie into our themes of curiosity and growing up. Here I'm stating under reading and response that we will independently read the first 3 chapters. But again, this is for the course of a week and not for one 45-minute period. So these times here reflect the portion of the lesson plan as a whole and not for the typical 45-minute class. I like to overplan in order to be prepared for different changes that happen, especially if I'm substituting. Here for the reading, I would have students grouped so that they could help one another and also gather ideas about what is going on for the different activities that we would be working on. Again, I would have questions that are presented on the handout, such as the guided reading response here. These questions would be used with Chapter 1 to help keep students on task, but also to give them a sense of achievement that they are really learning and comprehending a story, which is deeper on many levels than they might at first expect. Then we again have choices for daily assignments where we could define and write sentences illustrating the meaning of, say, a given vocabulary word such as antipode. Uh, and then we have other assignments that students can choose from, such as selecting a word from the dictionary which begins with anti and imagining the name of a country and describing the people who live there. You could select one simple rule learned as a child and write a paragraph about it. Or, because these students are older than Alice, we could play around with the idea of giving them the key that Alice receives or obtains in chapter 1 and just describe what they would have done with that key. As I move to application and applying what students are learning, we have some activities concerning sayings that Carol uses. Here is one, "Hold your tongue, Mom," that the young crab says a little snappishly in the story. It's an adverb which creates humor. There's another one, I'm done," that the coffee pot says. Students would write 5 of their own Tom Swifties, if you will, and even illustrate them for extra credit, but also to give visual learners or a chance, another way to demonstrate rather than writing what they have learned, and also students who require hands-on work, simply the opportunity to work with their hands. and then there are other choices also. Let's scroll down here. Apologize for that, I went the wrong way. As far as differentiation, I'm looking to use visuals, audio text, modified choice, small or whole group discussions, and journal writing activities in order to meet the needs of all my students and simply present the lesson uh, to the various learning styles that they are bringing to the table. A key objective here is to provide strategies to improve word identification and pronunciation. Since this is a literacy lesson plan, I want to help students become better readers by being able to decode what they're reading as well as use comprehension skills, develop comprehension skills. Thank you for your time. This has been my literacy lesson plan presentation featuring Alice in Wonderland, Chapter 1, Down the Rabbit Hole.